Hello and congratulations on investing in the 10K in 30 Days Challenge. I'm Luther Landro, and let me thank you and welcome you to the challenge. So here's what we're going to cover. I'm going to give you an overview of what this challenge entails. And then we're going to cover an earnings calculator. It's just a little tool that we built for you. And we're going to talk about setting up the system, how to pick the money makers for your email lists, your promotions. Talk about how to create a lead capture page and how to do that very quickly. And then, of course, getting all the traffic you could ever need to those capture pages, setting up your promotional mailers, writing emails, and, especially writing emails that make you money, and, of course, growing and scaling this little business. So now, why 10,000? Why is 10,000 the number? Well, it's the number for most people. It represents a solid six-figure income every year, and is the level where most people will quit their jobs. Now, once you get there, you can scale this to millions. And what that really represents is income that you can play with, income you can invest, security income. Now, how you get there is pretty easy, so long as you make the commitment. So there's nothing else for you to focus on right now other than this 10K challenge. I want you to get rid of all your distractions, any other systems, tools, methods, things that you're learning. Go ahead and put them on the shelf. I want to 100% focus on building your email list, because that's what this business is. It is an email list business. And all you really have to do is commit to 1 hour a day. Give me 1 hour per day for 30 days, and I will show you how to make $10,000. So why this challenge and why now? Well, consider the alternatives. Product creation is not easy. Okay, it takes some skills, a lot of time, some resources, and you may not have those resources. And of course, there's a lot of setup involved. If you ever tried to create a product, and I think I can say this with confidence, having done hundreds of them, you know that it is a challenge. Now, selling Amazon products, well, that sucks too. It's a painful and slow process, and there's a ton of competition out there, everyone trying to sell the same products. And what else? Well, there's consulting. I built a very big business on consulting, but it sucks. You have to chase clients. You have to deal with a lot of rejection. And let's say you quit your job and now you work as a consultant. You have 10 clients. Well, now you traded one boss for 10. Right? And then there's multi-level marketing, which also sucks. That's often predatory. Right? And usually the people who make money in these things and the MLMs are the early birds, the people who got in early, who founded the MLMs or are in one of the early adopters of it. Those are the fellers and girls and gals that make money. I'll tell you another problem is you get stuck with inventory. You hear all these stories. In fact, there's one that's running around on Netflix now about people getting stuck with tens of thousands of dollars in pants, an MLM on pants. So yeah, you don't want that. And luckily with this, you don't have to deal with any of that. Now, this is the new economy. And I don't know if you've taken note of this lately, but there are more people working and shopping from home than there ever been. And the reasons are quite obvious. Now, consumers themselves are seeking alternative income, ways to make money from home, other ways instead of working a retail job or working for a boss they don't like in an industry they hate. They're looking for other ways. So the older models are dying. The long gone are the days of working 40 years for some company and getting the gold watch and an attaboy and a retirement fund. That's really only restricted to certain professions nowadays. Now, I want you to ask yourself, how would your life change once you complete this challenge? Really think about that. What would you do? What would you buy? What gifts would you buy for family or for loved ones? How would you improve your life? I want you to think about that because this is a fundamental for what you're doing. It's a reason why you personally would commit to anything and do the work that you need to do. Now, once you have that reason, that is what I want you to put out in front of you every day. The reason why you're doing X is because of Y. The reason why you're building an email list is because you want to go to Disneyland. Make sense? So now let's talk a little bit about what you can expect. Now, the harder you work, the faster this will work. It's all about what you put in. What you put in is what you get out. Your first 10,000 is obtainable in the very first month, but you have to make the effort. Right, you could do it quickly, or you could take your time and scale it to 10,000 in 6 months. If you're not in a rush, why bother? Why bother putting yourself through the stress of being in a rush? If you have time to play with, use that time wisely. Take your time because you're going to get there either way. So follow the training that we put together for you. This is a group course, by the way. I'm doing it with my buddy Dan, but we'll get into that. But follow the training that we put together for you. Do the steps that we've included in the course. There's a lot of information here, but it's pretty simple. It's not a very complex operation. There's just a couple of moving parts, and we're going to cover all of them for you. But there's a phrase here I really want you to latch on to, and that's movement over motivation. So a lot of people will sit around and say, oh, I don't have the motivation. I can't do this. How do I get started? I can't do anything. It's not about finding motivation, right? Motivation is not something that comes in a can. You can't just crack open a can of motivation, drink it, and then you're off to the races. No, it doesn't happen like that. Motivation comes from doing something, from moving. Think about your first commissions coming in the next 48 hours. If you take the steps, if you get everything set up and you make movement, if you have motion, your first commissions are possible in under 48 hours. And that's important. You want those commissions in the next 2 days. And the reason is, it might be obvious, maybe not, is that once you see just a little bit of results, you're going to be on fire to do more, to see more results, and you're going to stick with it. And that's important. We want to see that. So that's the goal for the next 48 hours, is to see some results, and that's what we're going to walk you through now. Let's take a big picture, top-down view of this challenge. I'll see you in the next video.